Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Nasus, and we'll be ending our little foray against the 10-star adventure from the Nightmares campaign. The first few parts were actually a bit easier than I anticipated, especially considering Nasus is among the weaker 6-star champions, but the last two encounters are all that matters. The Heart of the Fluffed and Zoe and Poro King can be extremely unfair. So far, in all of the powers we have, and all of the extra upgrade items that we picked up for Nasus and our deck, I don't think we have a single thing that can properly deal with a massive Heart of the Fluffed or a bunch of Buried in Ices back to back from the Zoe and Poro King. So we're kind of screwed, but hopefully we'll just stumble into a solution along the way. Ruthless Predator as Elixir of Sorcery. It's interesting, but it doesn't seem necessary. Higher Education. Is it worth it to spend my rerolls here? We have another shop coming up, one that's a rare one. So I guess I'll pick this up. Meditation, Stargazer, shop. We'll make a decision about which path to take after this encounter. So far both seemed good, but the Stargazer is slightly more appealing. If I'd known I had the Stargazer coming up, I would have maybe not spent money on the higher education. We don't really do a lot of card drawing. Desert Duel. This is a rather weekend. I definitely need the extra units from the Shuriman Tailstones. None of them here, it seems. Guess we'll just let it go through, depending on what the opponent does. Poro King levels up here. The opponent's just summoning fodder for me so far. Let's get rid of the highest attack Poro. I said let's get rid of the highest attack Poro. I can't though, because the highest attack Poro now has more health than the Ibakai Reaper. I guess we're getting rid of this Poro instead, because it has Overwhelm. I could develop Nasus this turn. Honestly, I'm much rather do it on a defensive turn, just because we'll get two bodies from the Shadow Totem. Trash. That's okay, it can help us close out the game. For a second I was worried the opponent was just going to completely play empty his entire hand with first spells and then go for an open attack, and I would have no answer. At least I'll be able to do this. Buff up the Nasus a bit more. Yeah, I'm definitely doing this first as well. Let's ensure that Nasus levels up on summon. That way we can minimize damage taken as much as possible. Let's drop down the trash. Let's write off calling this Nasus. I can safely trade into that unit with one of my other units. I'd much rather draw a champion. Unfortunately, we drew a champion that I didn't really need to draw, because I normally draw it out of the Sun Disc. Still okay though. Ideally we get a fodder unit to get rid of the extra plating. Or I can just do this. Do exactly 40 damage to the opponent's Nexus. Oh, we can't have that happening. I need to kill the opponent this turn. There. 40 damage. Once again. That was nerve-wracking for a second. I saw the stats on the opponent's spores and I thought I was done for. But the opponent just chose not to attack into a basically open board. Well, the opponent's misfortunes are my fortunes, so I'll take it. Early bird is exactly what we need. Doesn't really matter what we summon off of it. Just the fact that we get an additional unit at the start of the game might be make the difference, thanks to all the cards that care about sacrificing our own units. Meditation, Stargazer, Healer, Shop. I want to go for a Stargazer encounter even if I have to face against the Dread. We'll go up to hopefully 400. If the opponent has a legendary power, so be it. I'll be upset, but I'll buy an epic one gladly. And it's probably better than going for the shop. So yeah, let's go for the rightmost path. Morgana and Mordekaiser can be a problem, but it depends on the opponent's hand. Let's get rid of this guy. Yeah, let's get rid of Nasus in general. The Echoing Spirit allows us to do this. We just have so much consistency when it comes to getting Nasus. And as I'm speaking about it, I get a Thresh instead. It's fine. Let's do Bakai Reaper. Shuriman Tailstones is exactly what I want. Because it allows me to do a kill with the Rite of Calling. And we can do Waking Sands twice actually, because they're both one. This is basically free because thanks to the Lady of Light we just restore one for every unit that attacks. So we do this, then we pull here because this is the only guy I care about keeping alive. If one takes the damage, I guess he figures he doesn't need to worry about his own health because he has the landmark to protect him. I'll just do that, minimize the amount of heal he can get off that unit. And then we just chain champions. Remove these two units. Have a box, which I'll gladly use on the opponent's entire board of Poros next turn. That's fine. We'll just do this. Kill 3, set that to 9. You can easily kill it with the Siphoning Strike. Actually, we proc the Sun Disk. Yeah, I guess we went ahead and slayed a bunch of units. It's fine. We can do Weight of Judgment there. Guess we do Nasus. Nasus will allow us to win next turn. Maybe I should have drafted a few more landmarks to level up the Zerath, but honestly the Zerath is such a secondary game plan that this is probably correct. We just use Zerath as a stat, as a bunch of stats. units. 55 damage, damn. That's a lot of damage. To completely waste the Thrash's effect. But we don't need it to win. Finally, for once, our first few turns are not absolutely terrible. Well, in the later part of the last threshold of the adventure, we were doing fine when it came to our first few turns, so maybe I shouldn't complain too much. Card to cut. Defenders of the Sun Disk, maybe? Or Crawling Viper Worm, maybe? I'm going to do Crawling Viper Worm. Unfortunately, I don't think it's no longer doing much for our deck. It only has one item on it. Yeah, I'd much rather have one of our other 2-drops. Our 1-drops are basically, yeah, the Shuriman Tailstones. Do I want Rampaging Bakai? I will keep the Rampaging Bakai in hand. We can potentially reduce its cost by a bunch. Unfortunately, terror is a thing that exists. On the other hand, and fortunately, I can just do Rite of Calling on that unit to get rid of the terror. So that's exactly what I'll try to do. Let's do this. Unfortunately, I can't really salvage this unless I do this. It's a bit unfortunate that I'm using all of my cards like so, but I really want to get rid of that unit. Gets another one of those. I'll take it though. I get a full mana bar, or basically full. And I get to slay 2 units. Ooh, it also works on the terror. Honestly, that's pretty good, but I don't really want to clear the terror on this thing at this point. At least not in the usual manner. The opponent says that no more cards in hand, let's just do this. And then we do Rampaging Bakai here. I'll do Nasus. Nah, we'll do a Weight of Judgment first. Just to buff Nasus up to the point where he can kill the Frenzied Skitterer. That's a turn 1 leveled up Nasus. And we proc the Sun Disk as well. I'd say that's pretty good. For us, not for the opponent. Yes. 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I think we're in a decent position. Ideally, I would like a crumble just to get rid of the opponent's landmark, so I can kill him easier next turn. But it might be completely unnecessary. Harrowing Return. Whatever he summons here won't be that scary. Yeah, I guess it cycles 2 cards, so the opponent's a bit happy with that.
Nothing will stand in my way. Pride filled us forever.
Yeah, I'll do this. It's larger than the units I have on the board.
This cursed fight is now my penance.
And then I'll get rid of the terror. There we go.
I will yet serve.
The opponent gets another board of completely useless units. Can even block. Probably, and he probably can survive, but we have 2 pieces of interaction at burst speed. Yeah, we can just do this, and there we go. We're back to the point where we kill the opponent on board. We're not really running out of cards, but I still want some more, some sort of value generation. I'm worried about running out of resources against encounters that put out more threats. Treasure Seeker with Elusive, yeah, sure. Let's save our rerolls for this thing. Eternal Hunger, Carve a Path, March of the Machines. Honestly, Carve a Path can proc rather easily, so I'm going to take it. If we get lucky, we can just proc it starting on turn 1, and then the opponent has to contend with every single one of our attacking turns being essentially doubled up. Do I want to keep a crumble? I'll keep a crumble. It's extremely greedy, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, we have our elemental stones, it's fine. Now the question is, how do I want my first turn to be? How many cards do I have in hand? Okay. I'll do this, generate some Weight of Judgments. And then I'll use a Rite of Calling here. Fine. We can do Waking Sands. He's scrambling my unit. Is that a problem for me? Let's see if I can rally here. 9, 9 plus 3, 12. Yes, I can rally here. If I attack with everything. Can even do Rock Hopper first. Oh. I guess I shouldn't have done Rock Hopper first. Then again, this gives me another unit that I can just pull with my known units. Yep, I rally. I get to keep at least 1 or 2 units alive, which is all I really need to crumble. I also discount the Weights of Judgment, which is important because I want to get rid of both the Morgana and the Mordekaiser. I need them to do that. Does this work once per turn or is every single turn? Each round the first time. Okay, the first time only. This only deals 4, unfortunately. But if I get rid of the weakest unit, the opponent has to sacrifice the Morgana. I won't be able to do it, will I? The opponent's just going to have another piece of interaction for this. No, what? Screw it. Let's play the Nasus. I'll clear things up after the Nasus gets dropped down. If he tries to kill the Nasus, I'll deal with it. Wait, when did he get an attack token? I understand that one of his units might have had that effect, but I didn't realize which one.
The expanse of eternity stretched out before me.
The crumble, maybe? I don't know. Whatever happened,
Turn to dust.
does that put a dent in my plans? I can heal up back up to full after this, so whatever. Let's let Nasus take the damage. Oh, Ceaseless Sentinel is the one that has Rally Banner. Okay. That sort of makes sense.
All are measured.
I don't want him to have... I don't want him to have the freaking Mordekaiser around. It's unfortunate, but I have to do this. At least I proc the Sun Disk rather early, so not everything's bad.
The thunder rises and
Whatever he plays here now is going to be massively debuffed. Also, I fully intend to get rid of this ceaseless entry so that the opponent doesn't get any extra rally turns. Draw whatever you want, opponent. You're getting nothing else from me. Let's do Sea Scarab. Next turn I might crumble the Poro or one of my other units, the Sea Scarab maybe. Maybe even the Zerath. Just use it as a fodder to get rid of the landmark and close out the game a bit earlier. Never mind, the opponent's getting rid of my Nasus. Or he's absolutely blundering this, because he's targeting his own unit with all of his skill spells, so... First things first, the 8 spike is going to deal 9 to the Sea Scarab and then these two will fizzle. Guess the opponent wants to lose. For some reason.
nothing will stand in my way.
He really wants to get rid of that Sea Scarab. Well, I'll make that the Mordekaiser's attack fizzle, I guess. Let's get rid of that. I'll pass priority. Now I'll crumble here. Ooh, he's removing the spell shield from my Nasus. That's actually a problem. I guess I have two backup Nasus in hand. But it can be a big problem if he ends up playing some piece of interaction on Nasus next turn. I guess I have my rally attack. So if I don't kill him on the first try, I can kill him on the second. Okay, I kill him on the first try. I took a considerable amount of damage, but I was playing with my health here. It's a mid-boss encounter after all, so we're going to restore it at the end. Ninja Tallians, Devout, don't swallow garbage, all garbage. Yeah. Dark Scourge, Dark Water Scourge I should say, or Scribe of Sorrows. Honestly, Scribe of Sorrows gives me something to do, so sure. Mana Deposit, Ninja Tabi, Dragon Tooth. No, Mana Deposit is decent. I'll be able to play the Nasus for a more expensive mana value if necessary. Maybe weave in some other cards alongside the Nasus. Let's toss the Nasus, keep the Bakai Reaper. Mental Stones is pretty good. No Nasus, but we're pretty likely to draw Nasus anyways. We don't really need it in our immediate opening hand. There he is. Let's do Shurimantel Stones first. Then I guess we do Bakai Reaper right of calling. see what we get here. Get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of this one. I don't like that one. And we can attack with everything. We'll restore exactly 5, which is what we're missing. The opponent just takes it. You know, I would be able to kill the opponent this turn if I had run into the crumble. Sure, let's play the Thresh here. Get rid of that unit. Start working on Thresh's level up. Now you empty your hand. Standing there. Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with the opponent standing there. Let's do this. We'll do Nasus. Can do a Siphoning Strike as well. We can ally, strike there.
The wheel never stops turning.
Can I kill the opponent this turn? I wonder. We've proc the Sun Disc. We drew 2 additional cards, gave everything +5/+5, and additional stats towards champions. Then we attack with everything. Yeah, this is enough. Wow, a 1-turn kill with this deck. That normally doesn't happen. Well, this is not a normal adventure as well. Now for the moment of truth. Can we beat the Heart of the Fluff and Zoe and Poro King? Or am I screwed? Ooh, Possession is kind of cool. It's only followers though. Let's just take the card that's already in my deck. Heart of the Fluff. Okay, here we go. Time to see if we can beat the last encounter or not. I'll keep 1 crumble. It's going to be free. And I'll... Ooh, that's a bad hand. I would really like one of our 1-cost spells. Namely the Shrim and Tailstones. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a worse hand. I guess it's fine because I have crumble, but still. Going to do this here. Pass priority back to the opponent. I really want him to play the Heart of the Fluff so I can crumble it down. There we go. Even got a helpless aristocrat. That's very important. So we have an additional unit that's going to be able to act as a fodder for a sacrifice or sacrifices. Let's do this guy as well. That's 11. That's a rally. And let's attack like this as well because I want to refresh my mana. Now you decide to show up. Let's do Nasus here. Can I kill the opponent this turn? The unfortunate part is I don't think so. If we had gotten the doubling dice to proc on the crumble, we would have been able to get rid of the landmark, but as is, that's a no. Let's hold that for the next turn.
Life and death intertwined.
Guess since we can't proc, or since we can't kill the opponent, I might as well do this. Right, because technically Nasus didn't deal 10 damage when it struck the opponent's nexus, it didn't count towards the level up. That's dumb. I should be able to level up Nasus. At least the opponent's Poros all have 0 attack, so it's not like the Heart of the Fluff's attack is going to be massive.
Stretched out before me.
But still, it's very annoying. Full attack. Wow. A 0 attack Heart of the Fluff. Okay, maybe I was worried for no reason. I didn't take into consideration that, yeah, that's a thing that can happen. The Heart of the Fluff stats are based on the stats of the Poros that make it up. So if the Poros that make it up have 0 attack, then it also has 0 attack. I'm going to do this just to stack my deck. Yeah, this draws me to next turn. And then I can do this. Get rid of at least 1 unit. Proc the Sun Disk. This shouldn't mess with my next draws.
The sun disk rises and the cycle is complete.
It's fine. Do I care to get rid of... Yeah, I'll get rid of the spell shield there just in case... Just in case something bad happens. It probably won't though. It wants at 26 health. Even if it's technically double. I still have a bunch of attack on my units and I have a rally effect. Damn, that didn't go as I expected. I completely forgot that that's how hard the Heart of the Fluff worked. So yeah, the opponent just got a 0 attack, massive health unit, because none of the units that make it up had attack. I didn't expect that to happen at all. This is going way too smoothly. It's kind of surprising that the champion I struggled the most with was Swain, which is one of the stronger champions in this Path of Champions. It's novel, I guess. Nasus is good, Swain is meh. That's bad for you. That's your... I guess if he has the 1 mana 1990, I'm kind of screwed, but yeah, that's your Poro King gone. I'm going to do Shuriman Tailstones. As long as I spare the 2 mana, it should be okay. Yeah, I'll have the spare 2 mana. And I have a full board to make sacrifices. We have doubling dice. Let's not gamble on the doubling dice though. How do I want to do this? I'm going to do this. Since all of these have 0 attack, they won't have any use for me. Just to reduce the cost of the crumble. He plays the 1 mana 1990. I respond with my removal. If he somehow has another, I'm screwed.
The life
Unless I get lucky and proc the crumble or the doubling dice on the crumble. Let's do this here. Get rid of the... No, we don't really need to get rid of the spell shield. I'd much rather do this. Get rid of the extra plating. And then we can do Nasus for free. Get rid of 2 units. The opponent has no landmark as well. Can do a siphoning strike to level up the Nasus. We've effectively killed the opponent's entire board, including this landmark. Ooh, and we proc the Sun Disc as well. So we have even more removal coming up. Yeah, I think the opponent's kind of dead. Unless he somehow has interaction. He has 4 mana, he can have something. Any silence? No! Just complete and overwhelming victory. That was quite the last encounter. Of all the ways that this run could have ended, this was definitely one of the ones that I didn't predict. We were struggling at the start. I figured we would struggle right until the very end. I guess we might have gotten lucky. Yeah, let's chalk it up to luck. No way, that's skill. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.